Well, it's a beautiful day here in South Georgia. Normally start our videos off at the workbench, but it's so pretty today, man. We got to be outside here. We're loading up, getting ready to head to Central Florida. A little behind schedule. Been working on an electrical project, running electricity out to White's batting cage. So we got the big girl out today. We got 20 bags of corn in the back. Making our maintenance run to Central Florida. If you've watched any of our other videos, that's a platform that White designed for a customer to put his elevated cage, C-A-G-E. Evidently it is a semi-permanent hub blind, deer hunting, turkey hunting blind. And we got one of the big trailers out today. We're going to have to pick up a piece of equipment while we're down there. And so anyway, we'll buzz you over here and show you what we've been working on with this electrical project. And get on the road. Got about a 2.5 hour drive. So we basically ran electricity over here so Wyatt can stay up all night hitting balls at his batting cage. And did some trenching and just wanted to finish that up. It's been on the list to do for several months. It's the heart of peanut season right now in South Georgia. Every farmer's plowing peanuts. So it's kind of easy on us right now. Hogs are scattered, they're crazy, food sources on top of the ground. So this is really a good time for us to catch up on projects. But the funny thing about this batting cage is there was a fellow here the other day, seemed like a intelligent person. And I'm not saying he wasn't intelligent, but he asked if we were designing some kind of a hog trap. And I was like, seriously? It's a net and a bunch of poles. I just said, no, sir, it's a batting cage, and I don't know why anybody would think that would be a hog trap. We all got a big chuckle out of it. So we fixing to put the big girl in the wind. Got to make a stop, pick up some supplies. Had a little problem with a bear in Central Florida. Kind of expected that. So we're going to make some modifications on one of our feeders and show him who's boss. So hang on, here we go. Hey, it's Saturday morning, strictly trap maintenance, trying to wrap things up, get back to South Georgia. I'm still fighting some junk I caught in Arkansas and Missouri 2 weeks ago. And I'll do fine, and then I'll just start coughing. So anyway, we are in the North Trap right now. Historically, in the north end of the property, we've had a lot of bear problems. We've got, if you've seen any of our other videos on this 700-acre tract, we've got bear poles that we designed, feeder stations for the deer, not the hogs. And then we run 3 systems, 2 Jaeger Pro traps and a Chief trap on this property. Historically, in this North Trap, we've always had bear problems. The South, no issues. Don't know why. It's only 700 acres, but for whatever reason, and he's a big bear. He has to, literally, I'll show you, like at the gate over here, he literally has to lower down to go under the gate. He's a big bear. So the issue is, he kind of disappeared and was gone for a while. We wanted to be able to push more corn out in this particular trap, in the South Trap. So we went from on-time feeder that holds 4 bags of corn to one that holds 6 bags. Because he had been gone for such a long time, we went ahead and put the feeder on the ground. It used to be suspended from a tree above us. I think the night before we came, he came back and he destroyed it. And I'm going to show you some footage of that. Wednesday night that we were here, he destroyed the South Trap, South feeder. He's never done that before. So today we've got to kind of redesign this trap a little bit, move the panels around. We've got to hook our cable up. It's hooked up now, but it's to a limb that's not going to sustain this kind of weight. So we got to kind of move some panels around, readjust the system, readjust the camera. The beauty of the Jaeger Pro, it's portable. It's like Legos, man. You can just do whatever you want with it. I am anxious to get home. I miss the 3 Bs, the bride, the boys, and the baby. Sometimes it's the baby, the bride, and the boys. It changes around. But it's been wonderful down here. It's warming up today. Like one morning it was 46, which is way too cold for me. I like that temperature up there. Anything below 50, I'm not real happy. So let's show you some footage. Let me keep clearing my throat and kind of show you what we got here. So it's a standard Jaeger Pro gate. You can see that for a bear to have to lower his back to go underneath it, he's a decent sized bear. Got the four-wheeler up here, and so over here's our damage. I haven't touched anything. It's like a crime scene. Basically, it's what they do. They just push it over. Even with it T-posted in, they're going to push it over. The T-posts are for the hogs, keep them from pushing them over. He's done a little damage. Can't really do much to the metal barrel. He broke our cone. There's a little, it's made out of aluminum. They break. You can bend it back, put some JB weld on it, or a new cone's about 20 bucks. So what we've done from the south trap, we went ahead and took the feeder from the south trap, and what we're going to do is we're going to modify it. Normally this sits here. We moved it up a notch, and then we're going to use these cables right here, and we're going to loop it around. Now, we're not going to suspend it, like I said, from that lamb. That's left over from when it used to hang up there. We're going to actually have to move it down on the trunk more. And then we've got a hand winch right over there. And that's basically it for bears. You just got to get it off the ground. If we weren't trying to be so portable with the system here, we would put one of our bear poles up. But right now, that's what we're going to do. It's going to take a little bit to get all this done. When we move this up, I went ahead and drilled it, which is, you know, that's not an on-time design. That's a that's a get-her-done design. And anyway, so we're going to have to head back to camp and get the tractor or get a ladder to reposition our cable. Can't decide which I'm going to use. Probably the tractor. It'll just be quicker. But clean up our crime scene, maybe dust for some prints. We know the suspect. We've seen this big old track. Bears are a pain in the ass. They really are. For people in Florida who live out, who try to have property, bears are a pain in the ass. But there's a whole bunch of people in Florida that don't think they are because they don't have to deal with them, kind of like hogs. They had a season one year, a few years back. They had a season for bears, a hunting season. I think it was 1 year, and they never had it again. They're like every other creature. They need to be managed. And this boy here, he's grown. I mean, he is grown. I'm not scared of him. He don't want nothing to do with us, and I don't want nothing to do with him. But we're just trying to keep these hogs under control and you know, talk to people in the South. I mean, bears are a pain in the ass. And again, the best way to combat them is to go up. You can put all kinds of crap on the ground and bulletproof it and do whatever, but in our opinion, go up. Go up in the sky, get it away from them, take that handle off. We take the handle off of that. They figure out how to take that handle, break it, turn it, do whatever. So hang on, here we go. All right, so we got a couple panels moved. If you're new to our videos, you'll hear me say we all the time. Nobody's out here with me. I haven't seen another human being since Wednesday night, which is not a bad thing. I say we because there's always somebody with you, whether they're dead, whether they're alive, that help you to get your gear together. It's a team effort. So when I say we, I mean there's a whole bunch of folks out here right now. It's just these two hands that have been doing it. The beauty of the Jaeger Pro, we're a dealer for Jaeger Pro. Jaeger Pro pays us nothing to say anything about them on a video and don't want them to pay us. Okay, so it's right here from the heart. It's a good system because it's easy. Literally 5 minutes, move some panels around that tree. See how I did that? No big deal. Panels weigh less than 60 pounds a piece. Pop a few pins out and you're back up and cooking with gas. We may have to make an adjustment on that camera, but I honestly don't think we will. If we do, big deal. Post hole digger, dig a hole. It's funny when you're out doing stuff my dad was big on, you know, doing it right. And it's funny when you're older, your daddy's dead, and you're sitting there thinking like, you know, like cutting a short little corner. And, you know, his dad's sitting on my shoulder going, you ain't doing it right. So, anyway, there was a few little corners I thought about cutting here, and I said, no, we need to do it right. Anyway, so we're going to head back to camp. Probably going to get the John Deere. It's going to be the easiest. We've got an extension ladder that'll reach, and we may do that. I ain't quite decided yet, but whatever we do, it's probably going to lack safety and not be the smartest thing in the world, and my bride will be chewing on her tongue in South Georgia for no reason, going something's going on. But anyway, hang on. We're going to keep on at it, and I think we're getting somewhere. So we're going to get Big Boy up in the air, and I'm going to leave a little note for that bear. Say, good luck, Chief. See you next time. Well, as you can tell from the sweat, it is definitely warmed up. I'm sweating a little bit like Wyatt in church. Got to make it kind of quick. I'm not sure how much longer the rigging we did to get this thing to work. So, you know, again, we just kind of, you know, in the back of our head looking, you know, 2.5 hours away on camera like, hey, what can we do to make this work? We know how to hang a regular, they call it a 200-pound on-time feeder, but we've never hung a big boy before. So we knew we were going to have some issues with the lid. So we did go with the extension ladder. Probably not the smartest decision for you younger fellas watching this at home, and girls. Probably not the smartest thing. I've fallen off an extension ladder like that. I wrote it down one time. So, but anyway, we made it. So here we go. So we moved the cable over, you know, on the trunk. Got it off this dead limb, which, if you know anything about my history and oak limbs, had one almost kill me, so just kind of move out from underneath that guy. Hooked that up. We got that. Now that device there, we actually ordered that from Stevens Tractor Company. Mr. Brent is a good friend of mine. That product, they make it. It's a neat little product. They're based out of Louisiana. Good folks, really good folks. So we knew that when we did this 4 system, you know, tying into 4 different sections, we were going to run into a problem getting a lid on. Okay, so what I came up with just to get us through this today is I backed the four-wheeler up to the trailer. It's resting on that, and God bless ratchet straps, and then we ratchet strapped it so it took enough pressure off that I could get the lid on. Now what we're going to do going forward is we're going to make a stand, kind of like a little ring stand, or it could be square. Catch 4 corners of that barrel. This thing will sit down on top of it, then you attach your lid and raise it up. But right now, that's the only way I could get that lid on. These 4 straps, these cables were pushing so hard on the lid, I couldn't get in. There's 6 bags of corn in there. So we're loaded to the gills. We're gonna winch her up and get back to you. So anyway, kind of, you know, part of the neat part for me personally about working out here in the field like this is just coming up with crap and figuring it out, man. I mean, just you got limited stuff to work with, and you just look at it and you problem solve. So that's the old Marine Corps motto: improvise, adapt, and overcome. And sometimes you do have to run back to the truck or run back to the camp or whatever. But I was like, how can I get me some, you know, take some tension off of those cables so I can go ahead and crank her up, you know, and there you go. So hang on, and we'll get back to you. So we're getting ready to crank her on up. I want to show you real quick kind of how we mounted the ring, just for structural purposes. So the way these feeders are designed is to have a pole on each leg, so it'll hold 6 bags of corn. But what we did is we went ahead and put 4 bolts all the way around, and you'll see we caulked it. Now, because we penetrated the barrel here, penetrated the barrel there, all the way around, there is a chance that water does crazy stuff. You ever talk to a roofer? I mean, water's crazy. So we don't want any water in there. So we caulked all the way around the ring. We caulked around the heads. That way the water will run down. We should be good to go. For the younger audience, might have them look away, but we did leave the bear a note. So let me get the shadow out of the way. Got to have humor out here. Definitely want the bear to know that we are aware of his presence, and that's our note to him. So we're going to crank it up. Oh, get out from underneath that dead limb. And give her a whirl. And then we've got to kind of make some adjustments to the panels on this side. Okay. And then check our camera adjustment, which is going to need a slight adjustment. And then we're going to get on to the next one. Trying to get home to South Georgia. But this is a long drawn out process today, and we knew it was going to be this way. So it is what it is. Okay, so we made our adjustments to the system. Beauty of Viagra Pro Lego set, man. You can just kind of bend it, twist it around, pop a few pins here and there. The trap is actually now an oval shape, which is what we prefer. And versus a round trap, we like an oval trap. Why? We like to get as far away from that gate as we can. Now, if you run a double gate system, you want to be in the center. But on this particular single gate system, we want to be as far away from that gate as we can with that corn. So I'll let you take a look at it. Had to make a slight adjustment on the camera angle. Okay. So she's up there now. So we do have a few concerns with the barrel already. One, we've actually read that bears can climb. Big surprise. So that is going to be of concern for us, is that the bear can climb. Back when the feeder was here, it was actually on that limb right there, and it was pretty far away from the trunk. So this may be a concern for us, and we may have to make some adjustments. Meaning, we just may have to come further out on the trunk, which is not a problem. It was just I was running out of ladder length. If I'd have got the John Deere, got up on the grapple, could have done it. Probably not recommended for people who don't like heights or climb. So one other very important detail. Anytime you're using these hand winches with these bears, remove the handle. Okay, that's important. So you see the handle's been removed. But also you're going to want to wedge something in there, so if the little bear takes his nasty little paws and plays with a locking mechanism and he flips it, that thing's going to free spin, it's going to drop to the ground. So you're going to have to wedge something in there to stop it, even if he flips that little switch. Typically just a handle gone is enough. So again, little concern there is that the bear may climb up there, he'll reach over there, slap the barrel, do whatever, and he may not. We know the adjoining property, they feed. Most likely they're running trough feeders or something like that. He's probably getting plenty of food that way. This is just easy pickings. Not happy with the bear, but he did help change the design of the trap, and I've always kind of wanted this trap to be more oval. Now, if we need to move the trap, we'll look for another tree that, you know, hangs, or we're going to build a bear pole, but not as tall as the bear poles we have on 5 other places on the property. So we've got other trap maintenance to do here on the property. We've got a chief trap we got to do maintenance on. Not going to really show you any video of that. If you've watched any other videos, we've got plenty of that. But we do have a little interesting thing coming up, is that we have to rescue a bait station and a camera from flooded waters from Hurricane Arlene, Helen, I don't know. Anyway, the one before Milton. And again, I talk about this all the time. Why do they have to name them people's names? Because if I meet somebody named Milton for the rest of my life, I'm going to think about a hurricane. Let's just name them number 1 or number 2. I don't know. Anyway, I think this is the way we need to go. Let's start a petition. But when we go rescue this bait site, we've got to deal with an alligator. Yeah, seriously, I'm not making this up. We've posted it. We've got an alligator in there, at least one. When we got our liability insurance for the business, if you're going to trap hogs professionally, you've got to have insurance. The guy said, do you screw with bears and do you screw with alligators? And I said, no. All we screw with trap is hogs. So today, we are theoretically screwing with bears, and here in just a little bit, you're going to see me try to rescue a bait site with a canoe. It's probably not recommended I go wading around out there in waist deep water, you know, with gators. I mean, I'm not scared of gators, but I do understand that they do bite people and it can be uncomfortable. And I think if I can dodge that bite, I'll dodge it. So hang on, because now we headed to gator land. Well, I said we wouldn't do any footage of the chief trap, and we're not really doing it. Just finished up our maintenance. Got our redneck engineering there. Where I come from, redneck is a good term. It just means country. Not sure where the country got so wrapped around the axle with that one. So if you hear us say it, it just means your country. The interesting thing why I wanted to go ahead and show the footage was we're running a on-time feeder modified by Wyatt, our youngest, for the chief trap. There's some more cameras on this property than NASA. The owner has a lot of cameras. The bear's all over here recently. He didn't mess with this feeder. Of course, he'll probably come in tonight and rip it to shreds now that I've done a video on it. But it's kind of odd. I don't know if he doesn't like the idea of crawling up underneath it. I don't know. But we fixing to head gator land, alligator land. But anyway, got to make a quick little break, grab a couple yogurts, punch them down. The bride, aka the boss, did call to check. Clearly, she knew something was up. She was like, just checking on your status, how you're doing, be careful. So anyway, she must feel it in her gut. That's what 29 years of marriage will do for you. All right, so here we go. All right, I didn't have time to get prepared here. If you can see out there where them little sticks is at, there's the gator. He's swimming right now. He was right up here where I was at. This camera's not really set up to zoom, but if you see something cutting a little wave, now it's going into that green. That's the gator, or at least one of them. You see him? I hope so. He's been laying in here by this feeder because, well, the hogs were coming to it at one time, and then the deer were coming to it. The hogs quit coming because they knew there was a gator. They figured it out, and then the deer figured it out, and then everything else figured it out. But he was right here when I pulled up with the four-wheeler. I didn't think he'd be laying in here like that, but it's warmed up. So he's cutting out there by that, let's see, it's kind of to the left of the camera, and he's heading straight out. He just turned a little to the left. Like I said, this camera's not set up to zoom in. It's for all this YouTube-y junk. Oh, there he goes. Let me see if I can get on top of this canoe. And now he's actually going out into the water. Anyway, this is a redneck show. I got a canoe on the back of the four-wheeler trailer with bags of corn in it. Probably a hell of a time explaining that to somebody in the city. But anyway, beautiful day here in Florida, Central Florida. Spin this camera around. I got my hat on, keep the sun off my head. But yeah, I probably wouldn't do this at home. If you got young kids, they probably need to watch something else. But anyway, so we got the four-wheeler and got the canoe. And those that don't know why I'm wearing these things on my legs, they're actually we're not sponsored by them. It's a good product. Limeys, I forgot the name, keeps the ticks off you. So this is the property that I contracted alpha-gal syndrome. If you don't know what that is, Google it. But anyway, we take our tick prevention pretty serious now. But anyway, he's swimming back into this green, at least that one is. But anyway, we're gonna get this canoe out in the water. I got my hip waders on, and let's just see what we can do. The unfortunate part is the boss has access to all 58 cameras. So she may be doing some observation from a distance. But anyway, yeah, he just laid up in that green there. So we may have to paddle out there and say hello. All right, hang on. Alrighty, so we're in the water. I got my hip waders on. This was a really good trap here. It was a bait sight trap, jump back and forth. We were bringing the chief trap in here to trap some solo, super educated PhD boars. The two hurricanes have just put a tremendous amount of water in here. There was water about 30 yards from the bait site feeder. There's always a little bit of water here. But that first hurricane keep an eye out for the gator. That first hurricane, it was named after a girl, and then Milton just dumped so much damage on this property. Got hit by both hurricanes that the owner actually hired a crew to come in and with an excavator and some other equipment. Normally we kind of handle it. He handles a little bit, we handle a little bit. Too much this time. So a lot of water. If you've seen any of our videos from Central Florida, a lot of them are about dropping traps, dropping gates. It's a drop trap, largest drop trap in the world, chief trap. Great luck here, but we need to pull it. Last month I tried to do maintenance. It got too deep on me. Didn't have my hip waders, and so anyway, we're going to paddle out there. I don't think you need nothing much else than a paddle. I got a protein bar just in case I end up being out there for too long. I got my camera bag and step ladder. Step ladders really keep the camera bag from getting wet. I don't want Zebby to fire me if I get his equipment wet. But anyway, beautiful day. But yeah, you can kind of see like that tree right there just got whacked. One of the hurricanes. See all that brown over there? There's another one got whacked. Just unbelievable the amount of force and damage. And there's some ducks out there. But anyway, so we're going to get a little bit more footage. We're not doing this for your entertainment. I just thought, well, I got to go out here and get it, so we might as well film it. Maybe somebody will get a chuckle out of it. And anyway, this is hog trapping. We could show you all those gates dropping and hogs bouncing off panels. This is all the crap that takes to get to that. And but we're having a good time. So besides my step ladder, god dang, hold on a second, attention deficit disorder. I don't want to gross nobody out now, but look at the size of that roach. Holy crap. Dadgum. Well, Florida's got big roaches. All right, let's get out there, and we're going to have to make multiple trips, and this may not work. Hang on. All right, so we made it out here. I did one of those gondola. I just stood in the canoe. I got pretty good balance. So I just kind of stood and paddled out here. Now it's, my hip waders, it wouldn't take this. Oh boy, sorry. Saw a little water on the camera. Zebby's gonna get me. Yeah, hip waders wouldn't handle it. It's too deep. It'd probably have to be chest waders, and I've got chest waders. But anyway, wind's pretty strong. Pretty good little trying to hang on here. But basically, everything looks good. We're missing the lid to the top of the feeder, so it'll show up. I'm confident the wind from the hurricanes probably took it for a little ride. But the owner's duck blind, kind of hard to see, it's there in the background. It's got floats on it, so it's clearly been on its mission, kind of floating all around in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull the pole and do our best to pull the feeder, and we're going to have to make multiple trips. And it looks like the cockroaches got the hell out of Dodge, and that's it. So as long as I don't drop this camera in the water, we're cooking with gas, diesel, and propane. Oh crap, there's a buzzard. That ain't never a good sign. Buzzard might own something I don't know. But anyway, I get that there's probably people out there that are gator experts and like, man, you got nothing to worry about. I get that. But I've had a lot of freaky junk happen, a lot of close calls, and I think I'll just stay in my little canoe and go that route. So anyway, so we're going to start taking care of the electronics first, because that's where the money's at, being the camera, the backup battery, and then the motor. And then start throwing junk in this canoe and paddling back over there to the four-wheeler. So anyway, we're getting her done. All right, so we got the camera and the backup battery off the big pole. I was afraid of this. It's actually 4 foot. I put the little ladder down in the water, and it was actually underwater. That's a 4 foot little ladder. So it's 4 foot deep here. The suction from just the pole being buried, it ain't coming up. I put that ladder in there and got down on the ladder, and I tried to pull up, and I mean, it's got some suction on it. It ain't coming. That's fine. We just didn't want the, supposedly there's another hurricane coming this way, and we don't want, you know, these electronics getting wet. Got the motor off many years ago on the Flint River. That's a big river in Georgia. It flooded really bad. It floods a lot, and I had to go in with a kayak in floodwaters and rescue a feeder like this. Feeder was under. Had to stick my hand up in there. Just so you know, warranty does not cover flooding from On Time Feeder Company. But anyway, got that out, and so that was quite the story. Borrowed the owner's kayak and kayaked in there and got it. So, little fun fact for you here. We're big on Gorilla Tape. I'm not sure if you can see that down in there. Let me get a couple different angles of it. But that's Gorilla Tape. That's how we fasten all of our post, feeder post or T-post. And we are not endorsed, supported. We don't even know who owns Gorilla Tape, but we love Gorilla Tape. I mean, look at that. Still holding. That's some bad to the bone tape. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to cut that Gorilla Tape and see if we can pull these T-posts up. If we can't, we'll leave them, and we're going to take the feeder with us. And really don't want water getting up in there. And so, but yeah, that's kind of what you can see here is what's been going on since this started to flood a couple months ago. The ducks were coming in hot and heavy, and there was a solo borer coming in, and then one day he just quit. He quit coming in, and I was like, that's kind of odd. And then next thing you know, when the deer would come in, they'd get all skittish and squirrely and goofy acting. I thought, that's kind of odd. And then one day the water came up a little bit more, and he showed his face, Mr. Gator. And ever since then, this is his perch right here, waiting on something to come get that corn. So anyway, let's see what we can do with this feeder, and we'll get back to you. All right, I ain't gonna lie. This was a bad idea. I'm not trying to be dramatic for YouTube. I didn't think this out real good. I kind of thought it was a great idea. But anyway, when I started messing with the feeder, I dropped one of the T-posts. I don't think T-posts are meant to be in a canoe. And then I started to look at this canoe. It's actually really small. So it's kind of squirrely. And so I dropped a T-post and then started messing with the barrel. And the barrel fell. And then when the barrel fell, you know, it started filling up with water. So ain't nothing like trying to drag a barrel up onto a boat full of water. Probably don't. Maybe we could do a YouTube video on that technique. Here's the technique. I didn't do it. So there's the barrel. It's full of water. And I've been gondolaing over here with the paddle. Got Zebby's camera bag up off the deck to keep it all dry so I don't get fired. Just really trying to figure out how in the hell, excuse my language for you younger folks, I don't know. I think it might be shallow enough now that my hip waders will be okay, and then I'll just drag that sucker up there. But anyway, the smartest thing I did was turn the camera off immediately when started this. Now, yes, we are filming it, but most likely all this is going to work out just fine. Nobody got hurt, and you know, the wife will just chalk it up to you're not real bright. But so anyway, so we're missing a T-post, but we'll get it when the water goes down. We are missing, we're missing one whole feeder leg. I just realized that, and a section of a feeder leg. So anyway, got the electronics, and Zebby's bag so far is not wet. So just work with me. We're almost out of this one. All right. Woo! Improvise, adapt, and overcome. Looky there. And I didn't do it like that. Label, tag, logo, straight up. So there you go. Professional hog trapping at its best from a remote location, if I can talk, in Central Florida. We've got our, and I told you this little canoe is squirrely. Yes, they do not support us, they do not endorse us, and we love on-time feeders, have for over 20 years. And I would reach back there and grab that Jager Pro ice camera, but I don't want to push my luck. So we're gonna gondola it over to the four-wheeler. I'm excited. We got most of the mission accomplished. Zebby's camera bag so far has not gotten wet. Those roaches, they bailed on me. They said, we're out of here. no sign of the alligator. I'm pretty confident that he saw that circus and figured he ain't right in the head, whoever that guy is. So let's get over there to the four-wheeler. Well, it's 7 o'clock. We started at 5 this morning, and I wanted to leave here at noon. But I was late for my own wedding. She still said yes, and we had it 29 years later. So we got the customer's bush hog loaded up. He had a little mishap with it. I'll just leave it at that. So we fixing to take it up to Ag Pro in Dixie, Georgia. I'm gonna swing by my Ag Pro buddy's place tonight, drop everything off, give him the whole trailer, bush hog, and everything. So we got about a give or take 2.5 hour drive. And anyway, so we'll give you a little bit of a wrap up when we get back to the shop, but not really wanting to do, but man, it is what it is. It's hard getting on the property and getting off the property in a timely fashion. So we're fixing to load up. Got the little Starlink over here. No advertisement for Starlink, but it's about the only way we can keep up with the cameras here. Cell service is just horrible. And so anyway, not an advertisement for Starlink. Don't know the fella. I think he meant an electric car that, I'll be honest, that's not really my thing. We're diesel people. But that little thing there works really good in Arkansas, Missouri, here. It does a great job for us. And anyway, so we're going to throw some bags in the truck and put it in the wind, man. It's a beautiful evening. Probably was really pretty out on the prairie. Might have seen Laura Ingalls a little bit ago. But she's going to have to wait till the next visit. So hang on. We're